Growing up as the clumsiest girl in the world, I destroyed everything I touched. From million-dollar paintings to family heirlooms. My dad called me a walking disaster. But what nobody knew was that when music played, something magical happened to my body. This is the story of how my biggest weakness became my superpower, taking me from social outcast to 20 million followers overnight, and how the boy who saw me dance when no one was watching changed everything. Welcome to Tales Revealed. Let's get started. Hi, my name is Mia, and I'm probably the clumsiest person you'll ever meet. Seriously, disasters follow me everywhere I go. It's like I have some kind of supernatural ability to create chaos. But ironically, that's also what made me famous on social media. I was born into wealth. My parents loved their luxury items and expensive collections. When I was barely crawling, my dad brought home this incredibly rare vase from Thailand. He was so proud, telling everyone, 100 master artisans painted this by hand. It took them 2 years. Well, it took me less than 2 minutes to crawl straight into the table and send it crashing to the floor. I remember clapping at the cool sound it made when it shattered, but something about my dad's face told me this wasn't a good thing. When I started walking, I was basically a tiny hurricane destroying everything in my path. My poor parents had to pack away all their valuable collectibles, cover furniture with plastic wrap, and switch to paper plates and cups. But even with all these precautions, I still managed to cause what my dad called disasters of epic proportions. The worst incident happened when I was 5. I noticed our housekeeper sneaking something into Dad's study, and curiosity got the better of me. That night, I snuck downstairs to check what it was. Just a boring painting. As I was about to leave, I tripped over the cloth covering it and went crashing straight through the canvas, ripping a me-shaped hole right in the middle. The next day was catastrophic. Dad had invited hundreds of important friends to our mansion for the unveiling of this masterpiece that some famous artist had loaned him. I'll never forget his face when he pulled back the cloth, revealing my handiwork to all his guests. The artist sued him for millions in damages. Though money wasn't really an issue for us, Dad was livid. He thought there must be something wrong with me, so he took me to numerous doctors for tests and scans. They all said the same thing. I was perfectly normal. Maybe she's just evil then, Dad suggested one day. Maybe she's pretending to be clumsy and destroying our lives for fun. Mom was horrified. You sound crazy. Our baby is not evil. Your baby is a walking disaster, he muttered. But then something happened that changed everything. When I was 8, Mom took me to the city for the first time. We were in a crowded plaza when I wandered away from her. That's when I saw a group of street performers dancing. I was mesmerized by how gracefully they moved their bodies. People were giving them money, but I only had my lollipop, so I offered it to one of the dancers. She smiled and took it. And in that moment, something clicked inside me. From then on, I became obsessed with dancing. I'd watch videos online and teach myself different moves. The strange thing was, even though I was catastrophically clumsy in everyday life, when music played, my body somehow knew exactly what to do. Every movement became coordinated and fluid. One day, I decided to show my parents what I'd learned. Mommy, Daddy, look, I'm a dancer. I performed a routine I'd been practicing for weeks. Mom was thrilled, clapping and cheering me on, but Dad looked horrified and immediately turned off the music. Good Lord, how can I unsee that? He groaned. Don't you ever do that again? What do you mean, Daddy? I'm really good, like Beyoncé. Who told you that? Your mirror? Drop this nonsense. You'll be running my company one day? Mom tried to defend me. Who says she can't do both? She can take dance lessons now and learn about the business when she's older. I say she can't, Dad snapped, because I pay the bills, and I don't ever want to hear the word dancing in my house again. I was furious. As I stormed past him, I tripped, of course, and knocked his phone from his hand. The screen smashed to bits on the marble floor. I ran off with a secret grin as he roared after me. But he was right about one thing. He did pay the bills. So I kept learning in secret, never mentioning it again. Everyone thought I'd outgrow my clumsiness, but it only seemed to get worse as I got older. In high school, it made me the perfect target for bullies. On my first day of 9th grade, the teacher asked me to collect everyone's notebooks. As I carefully walked up with the pile, I tripped. When I started picking them up, I didn't see the teacher kneeling down to help me and accidentally elbowed him hard in the eye. Word of my clumsiness spread like wildfire. People started making bets on when I'd fall next, or what I'd break. If I was seen carrying hot food or drinks, everyone would scatter like roaches when the lights come on. Needless to say, I didn't have many friends, except for this super rich jock named Parker. He'd been acting like my boyfriend since the first day he saw me, though I never agreed to date him. One day, he barged into the girls' bathroom while I was there. "Cupcake, I have a surprise for you!" He pulled me outside where everyone had gathered to see his gift. Hundreds of iPhones arranged in a giant heart on the ground. "That's 365 phones, babe. One for every day of the year," he announced proudly. "I'll buy you more when you've smashed all of these." Another time, he gave me a horse. A literal horse. "Parker, what am I supposed to do with this? We live in the city, but that's the one thing you don't have. And you deserve everything," he said, like it was the most logical gift ever. "Now go on, try sitting on it." Olivia, the most popular cheerleader, immediately started taking bets. "Gather around, everyone. $1,000 if she falls off in the first minute." I was just getting onto the horse when it suddenly flicked its tail and knocked me over. To my horror, I landed right in its poop. Olivia howled with laughter as people threw cash at her. "Keep up the good work, you stupid klutz. Make me richer," she jeered. When I tried to get up, everyone suddenly disappeared, including Parker, that jerk. But then Olivia did something that made me even crazier. She started a dance club at school. While I was reading the poster for it, I heard her behind me. "Seriously, don't even think about it," she sneered. "I only accept the best, and you can't even walk straight, dummy." "Don't worry, I'm not interested," I lied. Of course, it was my dream to dance with other people, like those street performers I'd seen years ago, but I could only dance by myself. In secret. One afternoon, while walking in our garden, I tripped over a flower bed and suddenly felt a splash of water hit my face. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you," a voice called out. "I'm Nathan, the new driver." I looked up to see a gorgeous guy washing our cars with a garden hose, and he was shirtless. As he helped me up, I couldn't help wondering how hard his abs were. I stumbled again, this time on purpose, and my palms accidentally landed on his stomach, harder than a rock. "Miss, are you okay?" he asked, concerned. Why wouldn't I be? Without another word, I ran off to my room, my heart racing. A few hours later, I was dancing in my room when I caught Nathan watching me through the window. "How long have you been standing there?" I asked, mortified. "You dropped your necklace. I just came to return it," he explained, holding it out. "But you were so amazing, I got distracted. You dance beautifully." His compliment had my stomach doing flips. I started hanging out with him after that, and it felt good to have someone who knew my secret. But the universe kept teasing me. Olivia started dancing on social media and got 1 million followers in just 1 week. Nathan kept encouraging me to start my own account. "I bet you'd have 1 million followers in just 1 day." "My dad would kill me," I said. "He doesn't understand me at all." But from then on, I started filming myself whenever I danced in my room. Maybe someday Dad would come around. One evening, Dad took me to a company dinner and officially introduced me as the future CEO. Everyone raised a toast, but it just didn't feel right. As I made my way to the front for a speech, my dress got caught on something and ripped, exposing my underwear. Everyone in the room tried to stifle their laughter, and I could see Dad's furious face. I ran out as fast as I could to the car where Nathan was waiting. He looked at my tear-stained face with concern. "Are you okay, miss?" "I'm sure lots of people think I have the perfect life as a rich heiress," I sobbed. "But I want things money can't buy. I want to do what I love. I want to make my parents proud. I just want to feel normal." To cheer me up, Nathan took me to a dance club. I closed my eyes and just started dancing. Within minutes, I'd forgotten everything because I was in my happy place. When I opened my eyes, I saw Nathan looking at me with awe. "Miss, you're incredible," he said softly. "I could watch you all day." Suddenly, I pulled him close. "It's not Miss, it's Mia." Just then, my phone rang. It was Dad, yelling at me to come home immediately. When I got there, he was waiting with his ultimatum. "Your behavior is unacceptable, but I'll forgive you on one condition. Date the son of my biggest investor. At least for 6 months. I thought about Nathan. But I knew Dad wasn't really giving me a choice, so I agreed. The next day, when he introduced me to the investor's son, my jaw dropped open. "Parker, did you know about this?" "Duh, I've always known who you are." He smirked. "You're not just hot. Your parents are as rich as mine." That night, I was invited to dinner with his parents. Dad had a long list of instructions for me. "Don't disappoint them, or I'll lose billions. Think before you even breathe, Mia. And no cursing, they hate that." Unfortunately, thinking wasn't going to help. Parker's parents were terrifying, watching my every move like hawks. It was so nerve-wracking that I got clumsier by the second. I kept dropping my fork, and when I tried to pass his mom the water, the jug slipped from my hand. Then the unthinkable happened. I spilled soup on my dress and excused myself to the bathroom. As I got up, I smashed my pinky toe on the table leg and yelled, "Holy freaking hell!" They looked at me like I'd just committed murder. I was sure Parker wouldn't want anything to do with me after that dinner, and Dad would be furious when he found out. But surprisingly, I didn't care anymore. The next day at school, Parker walked over and put his arm around my waist. "Cupcake, I don't care if my parents think you're a stupid klutz. You're too beautiful for anyone else. I have a grand gift to make you feel better." He pushed a bunch of car keys into my hand. 20 sports cars for you, babe." 20 cars? I didn't even know how to drive. He gave the most ridiculous gifts ever. Just then, he tried to kiss me, and I pushed him away. "I'm sorry, Parker, but I can't force myself to like you. I like someone else. Also, you're really obnoxious." With that, I threw the car keys at him and walked away. Of course, Parker's parents backed out of their deal with Dad, who went ballistic. I told him what a jerk Parker was, but he didn't care. "So, your mom married me, didn't she?" he snapped. "It's actually because of that poor driver, isn't it? Well, I sent him back to his country. I told him to stay away from you if he knows what's good for him." I was shocked, then furious. "That's it. Keep your stupid house and your stupid company to your stupid self. I'm not giving up on my dreams for you." "How dare you talk to me like that?" "She's right," Mom suddenly said. "I'm not watching you bully her anymore." Dad immediately kicked us both out of his mansion and cut off our allowances. But Mom wasn't sorry at all. She said she'd rather be poor than stay with him. We moved to my late grandparents' house, which wasn't nearly as luxurious, but felt more like a home than our mansion ever did. Luckily, I still had the horse and iPhones Parker had given me, so I sold them all to give us a financial head start. Then I created my own social media account and uploaded the dance videos I'd saved. To my surprise, I got 2 million followers over one weekend. Olivia was fuming the next day at school. "How is this possible? I can dance way better than you." "I guess my followers just disagree." I shrugged. "Fine, let's dance to the same song, and whoever gets more likes in 1 hour wins." Loser pays $50,000 and drops out of school. Challenge accepted. We did the dance-off, and I won by 100,000 likes. Olivia's account mysteriously disappeared after that, and I never saw her at school again. Mom encouraged me to make more videos, and my following grew to 20 million in just 4 months. She even started joining me sometimes, and I was blown away by her moves. So that's where I got my talent from. 2 years later, we opened a dance studio where I taught kids how to dance and to chase their dreams. Everything seemed perfect, but there was still something missing from my life. Till one day, a handsome guy walked into my studio. When he took off his sunglasses, I almost fainted. "Can I get an autograph?" Nathan asked with a smile. "I can give you more than that," I replied. We went out, and sparks flew immediately. Nathan was charming, kind, and genuine. Even Mom adored him. We started dating and eventually performed together in videos that my fans went crazy for. Today we're married with a beautiful and equally clumsy little boy. My dance studio has expanded to 3 locations, and Mom runs her own successful business. Dad eventually came around and apologized for everything, though it took him seeing me on a magazine cover to realize I wasn't just a walking disaster. Sometimes being different isn't a curse. It's your superpower. My clumsiness made me who I am today. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about my journey, broken vases and all. If you loved this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And hey, don't miss the video that's right here on your screen. It's one you won't want to skip. See you in the next one.